Steemit is not a Ponzi scheme yet. Hello everyone, this is Juan Galt with Coin Olympics, and I'm here to talk a little bit about Steemit. It's a very popular, trending topic right now in the crypto space, and there's a lot of confusion and big debate happening right now. So I want to explain why the one thing that will make or break Steemit and determine whether or not it actually is a Ponzi scheme. But first of all, let's talk a little bit about what Steemit is for those that are just sort of catching up to this new cryptocurrency. For the last 2 or 3 months, Steemit has rose in the coin market cap ranking as top 3 cryptocurrencies in the space. This is a spectacular rise for a cryptocurrency, one that happens not very often, and one of the most impressive things about Steemit is that unlike many cryptocurrencies that rise to the top, this one hasn't actually crashed. It stayed there. And usually cryptocurrencies that go up that high stay for a little bit and then collapse, but this one, it's still here. And there's a variety of very important reasons why that is the case, which we'll go into. But first, let's explain what is Steemit. Steemit is a social network, okay? And it has a blockchain built into it. It was built by the BitShares developers, Dan and another gentleman whose name I can't remember. And there's probably more developers involved, and it's using the BitShares kind of open source code, and it's been modified. It has a similar security model as BitShares had or has still. And so it is from that community, that branch of blockchain sort of technologies. Now, the most unique thing about Steemit is that it actually decided to put all the content allegedly on the blockchain. And I haven't verified this myself, but I've heard it from a lot of people that I actually, I trust their opinion. So apparently all the text is going on the blockchain, and you can download a copy of the blockchain, and you can see all the content that's being posted on Steemit. So this is basically meant to be a decentralized network that's meant to be censorship resistant, and it functions like a social network. Now there's a flagship website, right, where people can go and post, and it's sort of like an interface. It functions like blockchain.info's security model, where it uses some sort of JavaScript bridge, so you can log in and make transactions and stuff, but they don't hold any of your coins and anything like that. So that's very important. At least they're not supposed to, and they definitely don't claim to, right? It is possible for people to run their own Steemit clients, but I haven't seen any alternatives or any other interfaces that people can use yet. Now, one of the first things people notice about Steemit is that it pays people ridiculous amounts of money, or seemingly ridiculous amounts of money, for making articles, right, and posting articles. Now, if people like your content, particularly the people that have been around for a while in Steemit, then you're likely to get rewarded a lot of money for your content, right? And we've seen one of the articles that basically started this Steemit social media trending sort of theme is Jeff Berwick actually went and introduced himself on Steemit, and suddenly he made $15,000 in a day or so, and in rewards, right? So people will look at this and they're like, how does that happen? Where is that money coming from, right? Well, one of the first things is that you're never going to be able to make that much money unless A, your articles are really good, or B, you have a following, and when you share it, you have a distribution network, and a lot of people already come and like it, and you have a reputation, and you're known, and you have a following, okay? So if you're random Joe, nobody knows you online, you're not going to make that much money unless your article is fantastic, right? But the question that people ask often is, where is this money coming from? And to be able to answer that question, we need to understand the 3 tokens that are the gears to Steemit. Now, the first token is Steem. And Steem is the cryptocurrency that you'll see in CoinMarketCap, and is the one that you can trade on Bitcoin exchanges or cryptocurrency exchanges, on Shapeshift.io, etc., on BitSquare. And actually, sorry, no, you can't trade it on BitSquare yet. And this is the coin that people can buy and trade against a variety of other coins. Now, attached to that coin, on top of using a smart contract, there's something called Steem Power. And Steem Power is a reputation token. It is basically something that allows people to know, or at least the system to know, how invested you are in the system, or how much positive behavior you have. And there's a variety, there's a very complex sort of variables and rules as to how you get rewarded Steam power. You can also buy Steam power. But it's basically a way of saying I have invested certain amount of energy or money into the system, and therefore this is how much my vote is weighed on. It's a kind of proof of stake voting system or reputation system. And so that's Steam power. And this thing is a smart contract that when you buy it, you say, let's say you put a Bitcoin worth of Steemit into Steam power, that Bitcoin equivalent is going to be locked on a 2-year contract where you're going to get about 1% payouts every week if you decide to get out, right? And this is the main place where the value that people are getting paid for writing is coming from, okay? Investors are looking at Steemit, they're saying, oh, maybe there's a potential profitable future in Steam, and maybe the price of Steam will go up in value, maybe the price of Steam power will go up in value or something like that. They're looking at Steemit and they're saying, this thing could make me money. And so they're putting Steemit into the cryptocurrency and buying Steam power, which is the one that's supposed to be long holding and has significant sort of incentives to and payouts and rewards if you buy it. And they're hoping that they're going to sort of get a return on investment later on. Now, another part of the Steemit cryptocurrency is the Steem dollar. And Steem dollar is a token that is used to, I mean, I'm not sure exactly what they're thinking behind Steem dollar is. People have been kind of critical of them using any kind of Steem dollar or dollars whatsoever in this cryptocurrency. But I think that what they're thinking, this is my opinion, my speculation, is that what they're thinking is they want Steemit as a social media platform to reach the mainstream. And people that don't know or care or trust Bitcoin, they're going to look at it and they're going to look at the value and say, oh, okay, this is worth dollars, American dollars. Therefore, I actually can sort of feel safe or comfortable in this cryptocurrency, and they don't have to understand Bitcoin, they don't have to understand cryptocurrencies. And if you're expecting people to understand cryptocurrencies for them to become mainstream, you are going to be waiting for a long time, and it may never happen because most people don't really care about economics, okay? The fact is we need to build systems that work so that normal people can use them and use them for what they want to, and then those of us that are techie enough and geeky enough to get into the deep sort of engineering questions and economics questions, we can sort of deal with those problems, right? So this is probably why Steem dollar was created. There's a lot of complexities into that, and there's a big debate into whether this Steem dollar equation makes it a Ponzi or not, or is a scam or not. So definitely do more research on that. I'm not going to get into detail into that today. But the key thing about that is that you can hold your value in Steem dollar, and then you will keep your value in dollar equivalents, or at least roughly that much, because it's not a perfect peg. It's not, it fluctuates a bit. Or you can keep it in Steem power, or you can keep it in Steem. You can sort of move them across. And I'll sort of share some pictures here where you can see the flow, and I'll put some links below so you can learn more about this. I'm not going to go into too much detail. All right, and there is some interest that you can earn if you hold Steem dollars, depending on some variables, okay? So that's the general overview of it. When you make a post, if people upvote your content, then you will be rewarded with some money, and you will get, it'll all be tallied in the US dollar equivalent. So you'll see like, oh, you made $100 or $1,000 or $20,000, right? And but you'll only really be able to withdraw immediately or within about a day or so, half of it. Okay, 50% or so of it you can withdraw within a day once the voting period ends. So you post something and there's about a day or so where people sort of upvote your content, and then you can start withdrawing the first batch, and then people upvoted more, and then you get another batch. There's some sort of cycle in time. It's roughly about 24 hours, it seems. So you can withdraw 50%. Now, the other 50% gets locked into Steem power immediately, okay? And so you get the first 50%, you get it in Steem dollars. The second 50%, you get it in Steem power. And this is the one that's locked into a 2-year contract that takes 2 years to withdraw 1% a week, okay? So I've tested it. I've withdrawn money. It works. I don't know if everybody can withdraw, but everybody should be able to withdraw if this really is a decentralized system. So I have no reason to think that is not the case, and the people that I've heard about using the platform can withdraw the money. So it's not just like, hey, you have free money, but you can't take it out ever. No, you can actually withdraw the money. Now, here's where it gets interesting. A Ponzi scheme is when new users are promised big profits if they pay into the system and get new people in. Sorry, it was her fly. Right now, users are being paid to create content, but investors are putting the money in that's being paid to content creators, okay? And their interest is that in the future, they will get big returns on investment, right? So right now, it goes investors pay basically content creators to create good content with the hope that in the future, there's going to be some kind of revenue coming in or some sort of profitability, or that the Steam value is going to go up, or that there's going to be some return on investment. And this is what makes or breaks Steemit as a Ponzi scheme. And this is really what a problem that every social media seems to have faced, is that they provide a lot of value to the users in one way or another, either communication-wise or talking to their friends or connecting with their old sort of high school lovers or romances or crushes or whatever it is. They provide some value to the user, and so it grows in user interaction drastically. But then when companies start to try to monetize these social media platforms, they have trouble. And Twitter is having trouble, and Facebook has apparently have had trouble. But at least once they put in their advertising revenue models or whatever business model they come up with, then at least then there's a revenue model that can be used to pay investors their interest and give them a return on investment, okay? So this is where it's going to be key. Right now, Steemit has no product. Steemit pays everybody money. It pays you to vlog, it pays you to upvote, it pays you to downvote, it pays you to do anything. A little bit or a lot, it just pays you to do stuff. And there's no business model right now. Investors are the ones that are basically paying people to interact in Steemit right now. It's going to not be a Ponzi scheme. It's going to be a good financial experiment and decentralized social media platform if it can find a product to sell that people are willing to buy, such as advertisement. If there's some sort of advertising scheme that they can come up with that is clean and simple and not annoying and doesn't make you feel like you're on Facebook, then that could potentially be the revenue model, the profit engine, the business model that's going to pay investors. Right now, there's no clear business model. If they don't come up with a business model, if they don't come up with a product that people are willing to buy, something that is marketable, something that the market is willing to pay for, then it is basically going to be a Ponzi scheme, because at some point, the natural market of Steemit investors that are confident or willing to put money into the system and buy Steam power is going to dry out. And once that dries out, it's basically going to be downhill from there, because the buying pressure that is needed to maintain the funding of all these content creation is pretty much going to be dry, right? And there's probably going to be some stores of value here that are going to be used, and they might find some ways to subsidize that here and there. But at some point, if there's no other business model, then it's going to go down. And once that goes down, it's going to get crazy. Okay, so that's the key thing that makes or breaks Steemit as a Ponzi scheme. And I really hope that Steemit figures out a business model that is functional and maybe add some advertisement, or preferably add some sort of paywall, maybe partner up with SIA, the video decentralized hosting blockchain platform thing, or find some way to make money. Once that happens, then I think there's going to be a lot more reason to be confident in its future. Right now, I think it has potential. I'm not sure. I haven't invested in it anything. I mean, I've written a few articles and I've kept my Steam power, but I haven't personally invested in it because I am not seeing the business model just yet. However, I think social media, blockchain technology sort of crossovers are going to be probably one of the killer apps. So I'm very much looking at the space, and I'll keep you posted on this space as soon as I have any other exciting news. Thank you for watching, and check out bitsquare.io. Check out bitsquare.io, a decentralized, anonymous, Tor native Bitcoin exchange that can help people protect themselves from middleman banks failing and you losing all your money. Check out this video right here where I explain more about how BitSquare works. It's the only truly decentralized cryptocurrency exchange that I know of, and it's fantastic. So check it out. They're sponsors for Coin Olympics, and I really appreciate their support and their work that they're doing. All right, thanks so much. Have an awesome day.